Hi students, I am Dr. P. A. Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Avinash Lingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore. I welcome you all to E-Padashala. Today, my topic is nutritional requirements during lactation. Nutritional requirement deserves special attention during breastfeeding because of high nutrient needs and the critical role of appropriate nutrition for the growth of infant. The emphasis on achieving and maintaining a nutritionally adequate diet is important, and the maternal diet should be improved during breastfeeding to maintain mother's health. Maternal stores laid down during pregnancy are important in supporting breastfeeding. Breast milk is the optimal food for the infant, and breastfeeding practices provide benefits for the mother as well. Maternal stores are particularly important if the woman is planning for another pregnancy. Breastfeeding, mothers and their infants form an inseparable biological and social unit, and the health and nutrition of one group cannot be divorced from the other and nutrition for the other. General food intake advices for lactating mother. First, maintain a healthy body weight by eating well and by daily physical activity. Second, besides 3 large meals, 2 small in-between meals may be planned to meet the increased requirement. Third, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, breads and cereals, preferably whole grain in the diet. Include milk and milk products in the diet, preferably reduced or low-fat options. Include lean meat, poultry, seafoods, eggs, nuts, seeds or legumes. Condiments should be sparingly used since, apart from being harmful, if used in excess, they may give a flavor to the milk which may be repulsive to the baby. Fluid intake should be adequate to meet the requirements for milk production. Likes and dislikes of the mother should be taken into consideration. Age of the mother to be taken into consideration. An adolescent mother who has not completed her own growth will need additional food for her own growth requirements apart from breastfeeding. The food should be served in a pleasant atmosphere. And last, since some of the medicines can be absorbed into the mother's blood stream and secreted in the milk, use of medication during lactation should be under medical supervision. Next, we will move on to breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is an increase in energy requirement. During breastfeeding, there is an increase in energy requirement because of the energy cost of producing breast milk. The specific energy cost reflects the volume produced and the energy density of breast milk. In the first 6 months of breastfeeding, the milk production tends to increase, but thereafter production rates vary with weaning practices. An increase in food intake can be a source of energy to meet the increased energy requirement during breastfeeding. Maternal fat stores are a significant source of energy to support breastfeeding. Other mechanisms to consider in the energy balance of breastfeeding women are changes in BMR and diet-induced thermogenesis. There is some evidence that energy savings occur during thermogenesis. Now let us move on to the nutritional requirement for lactating mother. Lactation is nutritionally demanding, especially for the woman who nurses her infant exclusively for a number of months. Milk production is most affected by the frequency of suckling and maternal hydration. However, the milk composition varies according to the mother's diet. In addition, milk concentrations of selenium, iodine and some of the water soluble vitamins are reflective of maternal diet. Breast milk of malnourished mothers have been shown to have lower levels of various nutrients, reflecting the foods available to eat. In a study from Indonesia, marginal vitamin A status was found in 54% of breastfed infants and in 18% of the mothers. Keratomalacia has been reported in a neonate secondary to maternal vitamin A deficiency. The WHO expert committee assumed the optimal daily milk output of mother's milk to be 850 ml. This would provide 600 kilocalories of energy, 10.2 grams of protein, 290 milligram of calcium, 0.25 to 3.1 milligram of iron, 420 micrograms of vitamin A, 22 to 44 milligram of ascorbic acid, 1.6 milligram of niacin, 0.52 milligram of riboflavin, 0.12 milligram of thiamine, 9 microgram of folic acid and 0.2 micrograms of vitamin B12. The efficiency of conversion of food energy into milk solids is believed to be about 80%, while that of protein is about 50% and that of calcium is about 30%. The efficiency of absorption and secretion of dietary vitamins in milk is not known. It is therefore evident that the lactating mother will need extra amounts of all nutrients at levels somewhat greater than those present in milk, depending upon the efficiency of incorporation in milk with the nutrients present in the diet. The ICMR Nutrition Expert Committee assumed the average amount of milk produced by the lactating mother in India and other developing countries to be 600 ml. Energy. The lactating mother needs an additional amount of 550 calories during the first 6 months of lactation, and for the next 6 months she requires an additional 400 calories. Milk production is 80% efficient for the production of 100 ml of milk, requires 85 kilocalorie expenditure. During the first 6 months of lactation, average milk production is 750 ml per day, and after 6 months it decreases to 550 ml per day. Since production is based on the frequency, duration and intensity of infant suckling, infants who feed well are likely to stimulate the production of larger volumes of milk. The DRI of energy during lactation is 330 kilocalories greater during the first 6 months of lactation and 400 kilocalories greater during the second 6 months of lactation over that for a non-pregnant woman. It is the same as the RDA during the second trimester of pregnancy. Maternal fat stores accumulated during pregnancy provide about 100 to 150 kilocalories to support the early months of lactation. When the reserve fat stores have been depleted, dietary energy support for lactation must be increased if the mother intends to provide all or most of her infants nutrition through breast milk alone. During the second 6 months of lactation, production generally drops to an average of 600 ml per day. Most infants are also consuming solid foods, thus the frequency of breastfeeding usually declines and the energy requirements for the nursing mother declines as well. Milk production decreases in mothers who undertake vigorous calorie restricted diets. Next we'll move on to carbohydrates. The daily requirement of carbohydrate in lactation is 160 gram per day, and the additional intake may be up to 210 gram per day. This 160 to 210 gram per day is recommended amount to provide enough calories in the diet for adequate volumes of milk and to prevent ketonemia and maintain appropriate blood glucose during lactation. The woman who has not gained the recommended amount of weight needs an individually calculated diet and may require more carbohydrates than other lactating mothers. Coming on to proteins, during lactation, protein requirement has been computed on the basis of secretion of protein in the milk. The protein content of human milk is 1.15 gram per 100 ml. On an average, a mother secretes 820 ml and 600 ml during 0 to 6 months and 6 to 24 months of lactation period respectively. The requirement of protein is at its highest when the lactation reaches its maximum, but it is a need which should be anticipated and planned during pregnancy for safe motherhood. The nursing mother needs about 75 gram of protein the first 6 months and 68 gram of protein from 6 to 12 months. If the energy or protein is lacking, there will be a reduction in milk volume rather than in milk quality. At very low protein intakes, the proportion of casein may be reduced. The availability of more protein or more energy will not enhance the amount of protein in the milk nor increase the volume of milk. Lipids. Usually, just over half the energy content of breast milk is fat. However, the fat content of breast milk is related to maternal anthropometry, pregnancy weight gain and diet. Very low maternal fat intakes have been associated with lower breast milk fat content, with fat concentration reaching a plateau at a maternal intake of around 35 gram per day or about 20% of the energy intake. The amount and type of fat in the breast milk directly reflects the maternal diet. Adjustments in the maternal diet can increase or decrease specific fatty acids. Severe restriction of energy intake results in mobilization of body fat and the milk produced as a fatty acid consumption resembling that the mother's deposited fat. According to RDA, the daily requirement of fat is around 45 gram per day. However, present DRIs state a recommended amount of specific fatty acid for the long chain polyunsaturated fatty acid in human milk, and thus their presence in the maternal diet are crucial for the infant's brain development. Minerals. Adequate iodine while breastfeeding is essential for the baby's growth and brain development. It is recommended that all breastfeeding women should take a supplement containing 150 micrograms of iodine, which can also be obtained through inclusion of seafoods. Iodized salt, bread with added iodine, eggs, fortified margarine in the diet are recommended. Coming to iron, heme iron from meat, poultry and fish is typically 20 to 30% observed, and absorption is not significantly affected by other components of the diet like calcium. Non-heme iron from non-animal sources such as plant foods, iron medication and iron fortified food is less bioavailable with absorption of 5% or less. Absorption varies with physiological requirements, the iron status of the individual and dietary composition. Dietary factors that promote absorption of non-heme iron are vitamin C and the presence of meat, fish or poultry. Inhibitors of non-heme iron absorption include phytates, polyphenols and vegetable proteins such as those in soya beans. Iron requirements in breastfeeding women are substantially lower than in pregnancy and even lower than those for non-pregnant, non-breastfeeding women. Iron requirements for breastfeeding mothers are based on the assumption of menstruation not being resumed until after 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding. The recommended dietary allowance of iron for lactating mother is 30 mg per day. Calcium. Calcium is required for the normal development and maintenance of skeleton. It is present in the bones and teeth to provide structure and strength. Calcium reserves in bone are affected by dietary calcium intake and calcium losses from the body. Calcium status is also affected by vitamin D. Dietary sodium, protein, caffeine and acidifying agents rise calcium losses, and phosphorus, alkaline agents and some diuretics lower excretion. Moderate physical activity is associated with increasing bone mineral density. Alcohol consumption and cigarette smoking may adversely affect bone density in breastfeeding mothers. A breastfeeding woman transfers approximately 260 mg per day of calcium to breast milk. Decreased maternal excretion and increased maternal resorption of bone calcium are the most important contributors to levels of calcium in breast milk rather than decreased dietary intake of increased absorption. The RDA for lactating women is 1000 mg per day. If calcium and protein are adequate in the diet, phosphorus is also bound to be adequate. Zinc. Zinc is essential for many functions including growth and neurobehavioral development, immune and sensory functions, reproduction, antioxidant protection and membrane stabilization. Zinc requirements increase in pregnancy and breastfeeding, and even more so for pregnant and breastfeeding adolescents who are still growing. Reduction of maternal blood volume following childbirth releases about 30 mg of zinc to provide 1 mg per day for the first month of breastfeeding. The level of zinc in milk decreases sharply during the first 6 months of breastfeeding, but it is not altered by maternal supplementation. The requirements for zinc during lactation are greater than those during pregnancy. In the process of normal lactation, the zinc content of breast milk drops dramatically during the first few months from 2 to 3 mg zinc per day to 1 mg per day by the third month after birth. The bioavailability of zinc in food varies considerably and is lower in foods with high phytates content such as legumes, rice bran, whole grains and unrefined rice. However, food preparation practices such as sprouting, beans, seeds and grains and leavening bread alter phytate levels and allow greater zinc absorption. Selenium. Selenium is involved in a number of roles in the body, including antioxidant function and thyroid hormone metabolism. 12 micrograms of selenium is secreted into breast milk per day. So it is approximate to recommend a higher intake of selenium during breastfeeding. The margin between adequate selenium intake and toxicity is narrower than for many other trace elements, and adverse effects have been prescribed in those with dietary intakes as low as 900 micrograms per day. Now we will move on to the vitamins. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is involved in vision, reproduction, gene expression, embryological development, growth, immune function, integrity of the epithelium and bone remodeling. The term vitamin A includes retinol from animal sources and provitamin A carotenoids from plant sources, vegetables and fruits. Carotenoids are pigments in plants. Beta carotene is the most active form. Vitamin A requirements for breastfeeding women are greater than for pregnant women. The vitamin A content of breast milk is affected by maternal vitamin A status and intake in pregnancy and breastfeeding. Additional need of vitamin A during lactation is calculated on the basis of vitamin A secreted in milk, which is 350 micrograms of retinol per day. Additional need of beta carotene is 1400 micrograms, that is 2400 plus 1400, which is up to 3800 micrograms per day. The major source of vitamin A is retinol in animal products such as oily fish, egg yolk, milk and other milk products. The main source of carotenoids are dark leafy vegetables and yellow, red and orange vegetables and fruits. Vitamin D. The vitamin D content of milk is related to maternal vitamin D intake and the degree of sun exposure. The AAP recommends that all breastfed infants receive an additional 200 units of vitamin D daily beginning at 2 months of age. Good sources of vitamin D includes oily fish, canned tuna, sardines, herrings, salmon, vitamin D fortified margarine, eggs, fish oils and liver. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is the name of group of substances known as tocopherols. Vitamin E activity is expressed as tocopherol equivalence. The average amount of vitamin E transferred to breast milk per day is 4 milligram. So, the recommendation for breastfeeding women is increased by this amount. Folate. Folate is a generic term applied to dietary sources of related compounds that are involved in the metabolism of nucleic and amino acids and hence the synthesis of RNA, DNA and proteins. Folate requirements are expressed as dietary folate equivalence. The term DFE includes folate from food and folic acid. The average amount of folate in breast milk is estimated to be 85 mg per liter per day. It is important that women have adequate folate intakes to protect their own health. RDA or folate in its free form for lactating women is around 150 micrograms per day. Thiamine. Thiamine is a coenzyme involved in energy supply and metabolism of carbohydrate, protein and fat generally. 0.9 to 1.1 milligram is suggested by ICMR for lactating mothers. The requirement of thiamine during breastfeeding is also increased to cover the energy cost of milk production and the thiamine transferred to breast milk. Breast milk levels reflect maternal intake. The RDA is an additional intake of 0.3 milligrams of thiamine per day for first 6 months and 0.2 milligram of thiamine for next 6 months of breastfeeding. Riboflavin. Riboflavin is a coenzyme involved in a range of metabolic processes. Requirements are increased in breastfeeding to cover the riboflavin transferred to breast milk and the breast milk levels reflect maternal intake. The RDA value of adult women ranges from 1.1 to 1.5 milligram per day and an additional of 0.3 and 0.2 milligram is recommended for first 6 months and next 6 months of lactation respectively. Niacin. Niacin functions as a coenzyme or co-substrate in energy metabolism. The higher niacin requirement for breastfeeding is based on the niacin transferred to breast milk and the energy expenditure involved in breast milk production. Breast milk levels reflect the maternal intake. The RDA for breastfeeding women is an additional of 4 to 3 milligram per day. Vitamin C. The additional need of 40 milligram vitamin C has been calculated Apart from daily on the basis of vitamin C secreted in milk in an average yield of 750 mg per day in a well-nourished mother. To conclude, a mother's nutritional status, diet and lifestyles can influence lactational outcomes and have long-lasting effects on her offspring's health as well as her own. Consequently, mothers need guidance on how to consume healthy and energy-rich foods for appropriate weight gain, adequate macronutrient and micronutrient intake, avoiding potentially hazardous substances, and keeping food safe to eat. Many countries around the world have issued diet and nutrient intake recommendations for lactating mothers that are based on the country's food supply, food consumption pattern, and specific nutrition related issues. Eating a safe, balanced diet with appropriate levels of energy, micronutrients and macronutrients, getting regular physical exercise are important for achieving good and safe lactational outcomes with better health for the lactating mother reflected in the healthy growth of her baby.